Hi, and welcome to What's the Buzz, the only show of its kind that spotlights the entertainment scene in Southern Maryland. I'm James Lepore, your host, and this is episode number 251. We are brought to you by our sponsor, Purple Coast Real Estate. Great company. Before we start talking to these wonderful people, I do want to call attention to the color of my tie. If you've been watching my show since 2010, you will always know that in October I wear pink shirts or pink ties. This is to remind everybody that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So please, all the women that I care about, all the women that you all care about, check yourself, get tested. Too many have died before you. Let's put an end to this. And now, back to theater. I am here at the Twin Beach Players in North Beach for their production of Frankenstein, just in time for Halloween. I am here with, there he is, down there, the first row, the director, Mr. Sid Curl, and lots of crew, cast and crew members. So if you wouldn't mind just going down the line, just let me know what your name is, let everybody know your name and character.
My name's Angie Denny, and I play Elizabeth.
My name's Cameron Walker. I'm playing Victor Frankenstein.
My name is Harvey Williams. I'm playing the creature.
Oh, lucky.
My name is Justin McCrae, and I play Captain Walton of the ship.
My name's Robert Sebo, and I'm playing Alphonse Frankenstein.
My name is Lucy Schreiner, and I'm playing daughter.
My name is Frank Clever, and I play various peasants.
Hi, my name is Alexis Adams, and I play grandmother.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Starkey, and I play the mother and various peasants.
Hello, my name is Aidan Davis, and I play three characters, in fact. Dr. Kemp, the landlord, and the minister.
I'm Braden Giroa, and I play William Frankenstein.
Very cool. Now this show is written by Mark Sharp. Now if you recognize that name, Mark Sharp wrote this show back in 2012, where it was produced right here at that time. As a matter of fact, Sid, you and the rest of the gang were guests on What's the Buzz number 66 back in 2012. Since then, I have developed a great respect for Mark Sharp, who has written 50 plays and received at least 45 awards. Maybe more. I got tired of counting. Anyway, but I've seen his writing come to fruition here on the stage, and it is amazing. Now, starting with the original, this was originally written by Mary Shelley back in 1816. No, Heather, not the year I was born. When she was only 18 years old. And there's not a lot of adaptations since then of this. Now, Sid, I understand that during 2012, you were looking for a Halloween show. And do I know the story right that you reached out to Mark and said, hey, we need a Halloween show?
Yep, that's correct. We needed a Halloween show. We'd done Dracula, and we wanted to keep going with the monster phase. So we went to Mark, and within 2 weeks, he came back with the first draft. And then we worked on that for a week, and after that, it's a finished product. He's an amazing writer.
He wrote the first draft in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
It takes me a week to write a note to Heather. Also, I know from past years, your Halloween show, I know you like to really chock full of a lot of people, including kids,
yes,
as actors, and encourage families to come and bring their kids, yes?
Yes, that's true.
Fantastic. A lot of theaters that do spooky Halloween type things tell you right off the bat, no kids, no kids.
Well, we're saying 10 years. We think 10-year-old is acceptable for this program.
Okay. What do you think is going to surprise audiences that are familiar with all the many film adaptations of this over the years?
Well, that's just it. The real Frankenstein, as this is presented, this is an adaptation of the original book, that the monster, the creature, becomes a human. He transforms into a person that is educated and able to speak for himself And this is what guides him along the way as he starts to understand life and what Victor Frankenstein has done to him and for him. So he reaches a level of humanity that most people in this day and age haven't found yet.
I can see we know the same people, Sid. I think this will surprise a lot of people because for, how many decades, the monster was portrayed as just this lumbering thing that just moved around aimlessly. Now there's what I like to call the new style Frankenstein, just recently played by Benedict Cumberbatch on stage. I don't know if you saw that, where the monster is sentient and he does think quite deeply about the nature of why he was created, why is he here. Very exciting stuff. How long is the show?
The show's 90 minutes, plus an intermission. So what's that make it? 90 minutes, 120 minutes altogether. And the one thing I do want to say, because I'm very proud of this, the young lady here who was playing Elizabeth, my leading lady, I've known her since she was 5 years old. And she came up through the youth troupe of Twin Beach Players along with Cameron. And let's see, who else? Amy was youth troupe. So again, and Lacey is in the youth troupe right now. So again, it's what Twin Beach Players does. We bring our children who come into our youth troupe up into the adult production. So they come up to the big dance, and that's where they're at right now.
Sid, it wasn't a question I was planning on asking, but why don't you tell me a little bit about the youth troupe? How does that work? How is it formed?
Well, the youth troupe is ages 7 to 18. There's 2 productions done a year with specifically for the youth troupe. One is that there's a regular play of cast, and then there's also the playwriting festival where children submit plays, 6 are chosen. We produce them with the youth troupe, so the kids do everything. So they learn theater from the bottom up, and so that's one of the things we strive for, is that our kids know how theater really works and has the respect for it. So from there, once they reach an age, we're watching them, and we do a Christmas show where we combine adults and children, so that we have that experience of them working with the adults. And it gives them the opportunity to see how this thing really works. And of course, we've had several children from the youth troupe who are now working on becoming professional actors. So it's a good thing to get into this program because it can be quite successful if you're looking for a career in the arts.
Yeah, remind me to ask you about that Christmas show, because I know you have something very cool coming up there.
Yeah.
So actors, how tough were the auditions for this show?
Well, they're all
Laughter
still
means
alive.
it was easy, or laughter means it was horrible.
It was largely invitation.
I think every show I've ever been in, I said the same thing. I was not expecting to get in, but
Mark, tell them about your audition.
My audition. So I came in with the idea of not wanting to play the monster or the creature, because like everyone else in Hollywood, I thought I was just going to be grunting and drooling on stage for 90 minutes.
like me first.
Yeah, so I'm going out for Victor. Okay, I won't get Victor. I'm going out for the captain. I'm going out for something, prominent. And then reading the script and talking to Sid about it, I'm like, wait a minute. The monster's pretty deep. He's striking a chord with me, being shunned and rejected by society. Being hated, just for his outward appearance first. And that really, I started tearing up. I was talking to Sid about it. I said, that's what I want to do. That is how I want to portray this character. And maybe someone else in the audience is going to be, like a lightning bolt to them to run out and go and read the actual book itself. And, not to say anything negative about Hollywood, because one day they may call. They may call and cut me a check, but they really butchered that telling of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I think it's a beautiful, sad, and telling tale, even that will connect with audiences today.
No, absolutely. And Sid, how fast did you realize that this, in fact, is your creature?
Well, I started feeding him, and he accepted food, so he's going to make a good creature.
Like I'll get to eat?
So
But I told you I'd hire you for peanuts. Your hand will be here
There I
next
was.
week.
some of the
But no, he was
best
very
athletes
helpful, very
motivated by
helpful,
food, I know that, yeah.
Let me understand the character. You know, that's what.
Well, you know, the thing of it is, James, is when we started, my staff and I started researching this, is that, you know, it's not all pretty about Miss Shelley. She was a very far-out person for her time period, and she was associated with a lot of scientists because of her mother and father. Her mother passing away at her birth, who was the first feminist, and the father was the founder of the abolitionist movement in England. So this family was quite instrumental in things that happened in the future of the countries of England and the United States. So in reading this and seeing what Shelley had done, we started to realize that there's a real big thing going on with this play that Hollywood wouldn't even dare try to touch. And so that was the perfect time to do this, is once Harvey walked through the door, once Cameron walked through the door, I knew I had my creature and I had my Victor Frankenstein. And from there it built, and this is one hell of a cast. Oh my God. This
Now,
is a
actors,
really...
who considers their role relatively difficult? The creature, I can absolutely understand that, but what about the two of you? What's tough about your roles?
I have 3 pages of straight monologues at the end.
Yeah, that's cool.
And God, the
And then I get
original.
to stand up next to me.
Yeah, you might have one line of Billy.
I'm rolling in my grave.
That's it. But not just that, the line memorization, just the emotional turmoils that Frankenstein has to go through once he's a dumb kid who thinks he's everything, who thinks he can do no wrong, and he'll just wing stuff and it'll be fine. But then once he's actually faced with real life consequences, probably for the first time in his life, he doesn't know what to do with that. He doesn't know how to feel about that, how to fix it, or even if he can fix it. He's just first time really living with serious, dire, real-world consequences, and he's just utterly lost.
That was a great answer, and I absolutely swear I did not rehearse that with him ahead of time. That is all out of his...
I rehearsed it by myself.
And that's the only thing
remember
that's
all your
rehearsed.
lines.
We'll find out.
Say it.
Yeah, we'll find out come Friday, right? Who's new to acting?
This guy.
The bookends here.
And this young lady right here also.
Oh, okay. And how are you finding your experiences here at Twin Beach?
Fantastic. I actually want to pursue a career into acting, so this is a great place for me to start.
Nice. And you know what? Your director is definitely the guy to keep you on the right track and in that direction. I'll tell you that.
I'll teach you all guys.
Speaking of your director, I find it an interesting point to note that during the rehearsal process, Sid, you took ill, didn't you?
Yes.
And
Well, I wouldn't say ill. It was, I had bad news.
yeah,
I had cancer.
yeah. Well,
So I wasn't really ill. I was feeling great. Just that there was this thing growing inside of me that didn't like me.
and it needed to be
Removed.
addressed right away.
Yeah.
So I guess it was safe to say that your stage manager, Dana Blaze, was instrumental in still keeping this thing right on target.
Yeah. Yeah. She stepped in and took over the rehearsals and ran them. And Kate Harrison, who's my other producer, she continued on in her PR vein of out talking to people and getting people interested in the show. So it never stopped. Everything just kept right on going. And then I returned to rehearsals, and we just kept right on putting it together.
Kate's full of life and energy. I just interviewed Kate last week at
Marigold's.
Maryland.
Direction.
So, as a matter of fact, one of the things that I like is in Southern Maryland, the theater groups, there's a lot of cross-pollination between them. You know what I mean? You never know if you'll see Frank Clever over at New Direction. Justin, of course, has been there. And it's a great. As a matter of fact, Robert Sebo, Justin, and Sid were all in 3 shows ago, which was Breaking Legs.
And
also
Justin.
by new director.
Justin.
So it's kind of nice, and there never seems to be any kind of animosity between the theaters at all. It's
I don't like Justin at all.
He keeps going out, but, he keeps taking
We keep working together, but I don't know why.
just keep hiding it, see. Now actors, the dialogue, is it in like old style Victorian speak, or is it more modern?
It's like a mix of both.
Yeah.
It's nothing too Shakespearean, but it's not really how people talk today.
Right.
It does be
Kind
rather.
of archaic style, not super archaic. I mean, he's not Chaucer or anything, but
We'll just say he's eloquent.
Yes. Very much
The
so.
word-
Very few contractions.
Yes.
Like
And
no
the sentence structure is kind of weird, but once you go ahead and read it and understand what he's trying to do, it makes sense.
Well, probably when he was studying English, the day they covered contractions, he was probably sick of it.
Do you know
Not as
You know that Facebook will let you write consonants on Facebook? 3 times last night I tried to write consonants, enter consonants, and every time Facebook said, "There's something wrong here, you can't write that," and they took it off. Consonants.
Did you spell it wrong?
No. I use spell check.
Okay.
Now, speaking of Mark Sharp, did he have a hand in the rehearsal process?
What is that? I'm sorry.
Mark Sharp, did he have a hand in the rehearsal process?
No.
Did he stop by and say, wait,
No.
what I meant was, like...
No, we went through that the first time, James, when we were putting the show together, and he trusts me, I guess, is the best way I can put it. So, I come to task Saturday night when he comes to see the production. So that's when Sid goes on the chopping block. We'll see how he
Do you
turns out.
spend the
We
whole
all
show
do.
just watching Mark and watching his reactions?
Oh my gosh. That's a bad question.
Stricken from the record.
Trying to watch Sharp during one of his shows is a real challenge.
Actors, were you encouraged to not watch Frankenstein productions or movies, or were you just on your own? And if so, did you?
I actually started reading the book for the first time.
Did you really?
Weeks ago. I haven't finished it yet, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else watch movies?
I've never
teleplays?
seen Frankenstein ever.
No.
Not even the original?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't watch
Me
it.
neither.
No Halloween, nothing.
I'm fresh.
I'm with you there.
My wife, I rehearse my lines with my wife, and she likes to see things so she can picture out what's going on. And I went, okay, honey, we can rent it, and you can see it. Mary Shelley's with Robert De Niro playing the creature. And as we're going through it, I'm like, well, that's not really in there. That's not really in there. So she likes to see things in order to rehearse my lines. And I'm just trying to get the memorization down. And she's like looking at me going, I'm not getting any feeling from you. I go, honey, I'm just trying to learn my lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about the Benedict Cumberbatch production, so I jumped on YouTube real quick and did a little sneak peek of that, and I'm like, ooh,
Yes.
I should steal that. I
so
want
glad
that.
you
And then I'm like, no, don't do it, because somebody else is watching it too, and they're like, hey.
But I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I actually have Benedict Cumberbatch in my notes here, because that really typified what I was saying about the new style monster.
Right.
He was deep, deeper than you expected him to be.
Yeah.
Did you watch both productions of that, where he and Dr. Frankenstein then switched roles the next night?
Just the clips of the 2 different actors, him and the, please forgive me, the other actor who's,
I don't
switching
remember. It was
with him.
absolutely fabulous.
and I saw the 2 different ways
So-
they were portraying.
So they're switching roles.
Yeah.
See, that's not an original production. That was done the same time we did this originally. They did the same thing, because Sharp wrote the thing, we went into rehearsal, and then we started hearing about this other production that was going on in London, and so we started researching it. It's like, holy crap, they're stealing our show.
Yeah.
So the only thing we didn't do was we didn't switch the Doctor and Frankenstein back
Thank
and
God,
forth.
thank you.
So,
Sorry, buddy.
so it's a fascinating thing that this has popped up again at the same time we're doing it.
Right.
Somebody's reading our emails.
Yeah, I saw that.
expect that at least one night during the production, Harvey will be directing and Sid will play the puppets.
Learn your line.
And the other thing that's upsetting about this is that the hardest thing that we have to do, because everybody knows it from watching Hollywood Frankenstein, is the laboratory, the laboratory. There's no laboratory in Miss Shelley's version. All of a sudden there's thunder, lightning, and the creature appears. So all this stuff about the laboratory, the vials and all that Mel Brooks redid for young Frankenstein, that's not in the book. So we did it in order, we figured we got to satisfy something that people are going to be expecting that. So we have recreated the laboratory scene.
I'm sorry?
Who's making a creature in his basement?
I had some questions for your stage manager. Unfortunately, Danny's not here. But one of the questions was, how difficult is, now, you guys don't have a permanent theater. We are now in the Boys and Girls Club of North Beach, yes?
I would like to correct that.
Oh.
This is our theater wing.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Parks and Recs has left the building, and now it's the Boys and Girls Club and Twin Beach Players. And so we're working in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club as to when our productions will be placed here.
That is fantastic. And I was going to do a whole pitch for the Armory down in Prince Frederick, which I know there's negotiations to make that a performing arts center.
Right.
I thought you guys would be part of that.
Well, they've been talking with the board of Twin Beach Players, but I've been talking with Boys and Girls Club. So Boys and Girls Club is very ready to have Twin Beach Players stay.
Nice. So we don't have to get used to a new place. If you come here, this is the place to be.
This is the place to be.
Gotcha. Hey, who designed the set?
I did.
So did I. No. Well, did you design the entire set and everything?
Yes, except for the white sheets over there. I didn't design those, but that is something that I've wanted to have in the productions since I've been in this building, which now is 9 years. And I'm so glad that Melissa Nicholas, our lighting designer, has incorporated these sheets, because this gives the impression of, the ship is trapped in the Arctic. And this gives the effect that the ice flows are right there, and she's got gobos that'll shine up on there that will show that that a ship is here. The riggings and everything will be on both sides once we get this finished. So it is going to add so much to this production, because it's going to tower over the audience the entire time that this ship is trapped in the ice.
Everybody, what about special effects? Lots of special effects.
I got a blood capsule I put in
You mean socially or during the show? Oh, okay.
Just like to chew on my butt.
Special effect is Harvey.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I won't ask about lightning and thunderbolts and things like that. We'll keep everybody surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, this show runs from October 15th to the 31st. Performances are Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday matinee at 3 p.m., and Sid, maybe you can explain this. One late night, Saturday, October 30th, which is 9 p.m. Is that because it's the night before Halloween?
Yes, it's the night before Halloween. We wanted a little ghost and goblin thing going on, leading into the bewitching hour. So we pushed the show back an hour in order to accommodate that. And hopefully, if people come in costume, they should be receiving a free popcorn. So we encourage coming in costume.
That's all the incentive we need. We'll dress for food. As per the CDC, we should say that when you come here, masks are required.
Yes, masks
So
are
just
required.
Expect it, live it. Okay. You can get tickets for this at twinbeachplayers.org, not com.org. It's only $15 for adults, and students and seniors only pay $13.
12.
12. 11, 10, 9. No,
Sold.
Sold. 13. Where else, I've said this before, where else can you go and get, almost 2 hours of entertainment for $15? I mean, it's cheap money. Get out out of your house, stop watching TV, come see live theater where these people have been working their tails off to entertain you. They're not doing it just for their own fun. I want to thank our sponsor, Purple Coast Real Estate. That's the company I work for. If you want to work with me, just send an email to james@purplecoastrealestate.com. I would be remiss if I did not thank my wife and producer, Heather Lepore. She just points me in the right direction and tells me to stand there and ask questions. And our creative consultant, Reggie Rice, who always helps us put little finishing touches on the shows. We will be back very soon because there's so much entertainment going on that we've been running these at least once a week. We'll be back soon with local Charles County girl Chelsea Gray, who currently has the #6 song on iTunes. She did tell me by text yesterday that she would play a song or two, so that's definitely something you're not going to want to miss. Thank you, Twin Beach players, for having us here to do this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to the viewers, I hope you enjoyed the show. You have been watching What's the Buzz?